So are you thinking about a move to New Jersey? Stay tuned for my top 7 pros and cons of moving to Bergen County next. Hey everyone, it's Bergen Realtor Bob Dzienis here with eXp Realty. So it's my goal to bring you a weekly video of valuable information here in Bergen County, New Jersey. If you like what you see, click that like button, click the little bell at the top of the screen so you can get some updates from me as well. Leave a comment below, or what I would really love is if you could click that subscribe button as well. Alright, so let's jump into our topic. What are those 7 pros and cons of living here in Bergen County? I've been a resident for over 14 years. A lot of things that I like, a few things that I'm not necessarily fond of. So let's talk about what those pros and cons are, shall we? Alright, we're going to start with the pros first, and pro number 1 is schools. Out of the top 25 schools in New Jersey, 5 reside here in Bergen County, New Jersey. Towns like Ridgewood, Tenafly, Fairlawn, Demarest, you've got great schools in those towns, which makes it very, very desirable for families. Hey, so do you want a list of the top schools that are here in Bergen County? All you gotta do, just go down into the comments. You'll see I left a link there, and download your copy today. All right, let's talk about pro number 2, and that is commutability. So, Bergen County has many options here to commute into New York City or Hoboken. So Bergen County has 3 train lines that take you either into Hoboken, New Jersey, or you can transfer in Secaucus to take you to Midtown Manhattan. Those 3 train lines are the Main Line, the Bergen County Line, as well as the Pascack Valley Line. Depending on where you choose to live in Bergen County, your commute could be 45 minutes to an hour, maybe a little bit less depending on where you're located. But check this out, not only do you have train service, but you also have bus service. So depending on where you are in Bergen County, many towns have train as well as bus. So if you miss your train, you're able to actually catch a bus to take you to the Port Authority, which is right in Midtown Manhattan as well. So it's really simple to commute either into Hoboken or New York City from right here in Bergen County. It really just depends where you choose to live. All right, let's talk about pro number 3. It's all about sales tax. Those of you who are living in New York, you know you pay a pretty hefty sales tax, over 9%, and you pay tax on gas. Here in New Jersey, your sales tax is 6.6%. You don't pay tax on clothes and certain other items as well, and our gas is a lot cheaper. So a lot of people find it desirable to actually make the move from New York here into New Jersey. All right, so let's talk about reason number 4. In fact, I'm gonna take number 4 and I'm gonna split it because this could either be a pro or it could be a con depending on, let's say, mindset. So pro or con number 4 or 5, however we look at this, is blue laws. Blue laws were put into place. We're actually one of the last counties here, one of the last areas in the country that still institutes blue laws. Lawmakers felt that it was important to have a day of rest, or even a day for religious purposes as well, where things shut down in the community or in the county, just to give people that break that might be needed for the week. So here's why blue laws could be a pro, or they could be a con. So what does that mean if you live here in Bergen County? If you want to go shopping on a Sunday to the mall, you can't go. Clothing, anything clothing, shoes, that kind of stuff is not available. Nothing is open. So our malls that are here in Bergen County, they're not going to be open on a Sunday. But you still can shop for groceries. You can shop for alcohol. So those important items that you still would need, you're still able to shop for. But what's really convenient, Bergen County is close to Hudson County, you're close to Passaic County, you're also close to the Rockland border, Rockland, New York border. So what does that mean? If you can't shop here on a Sunday, there's other places that you can shop as well. All right, so let's talk about some of the cons now of Bergen County. So blue laws might be seen as a con. If you really need to go shopping and it's just not convenient for you on a Sunday to go to another county, it could be seen as a con. All right, so let's talk fully about con number 1, and it's all about traffic. So one of the things that I have noticed about living here in Bergen County is on a Saturday, it's really difficult to get around. So some of that is because of the blue laws. Since you can't go shopping on a Sunday, you're finding a lot of people out and about on a Saturday. And not only are they coming from our area here in Bergen County, but because of that sales tax that I mentioned before, you're gonna see a lot of New York license plates here also. But if you're out and about on Route 4, Route 17, around where the malls are located in the Paramus area, you're gonna find a lot of traffic. So the further north that you go, or the further west that you go in Bergen County, you're gonna find a lot of open space, great neighborhoods, green, trees, all of it. All right, let's talk about con number 3. Con number 3 is all about property taxes. So out of the top 30 towns in New Jersey with the highest property taxes, Bergen County has 14 towns with the highest taxes. But those towns with those high property taxes, you're paying for your school systems, you're paying for various amenities that are in these towns. New Jersey does have a reputation for having high property taxes. In fact, a lot of people are moving out of the state because of our tax rates here. All right, so there you go, 7 pros and cons of living here in Bergen County, New Jersey. If you liked what you saw today, just give me a like. Also be sure to click the bell at the top of the screen so when I make some updates, you'll be sure to get that notification. And do me a favor and click that subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next week with our next video.